of it on the show, but think of it this way. If you're on a commercial site, let's say you go to work and you're working for, let's say, a contractor that's doing some type of construction. They might be doing carpentry. They might be doing a renovation in terms of, it could be electrical, it could be tin knockers, it could be steel workers, it could be iron workers. So all of those scenarios oftentimes will expose you to certain types of risks on construction sites. And we've handled all different types of those cases. And a lot of times we'll get a call from somebody, they'll call us up, they'll think, well, maybe they're just limited to workers' compensation, right? And Amanda,
right.
The difference with workers' compensation versus a third-party case is what?
So in the third party case, you're not going against your employer. Obviously, you're not able to. So we're going against, like you said, the general contractor, the homeowner. Typically, that's who you would be third partying.
So there'd be an owner of a property or a general contractor on a commercial site. On a residential site, you possibly also can have, oftentimes you have a general contractor.
Right.
The homeowner is actually, there's an exception to it. Depends if it's a 1 or 2 family home and you didn't directly supervise it. So those are just different scenarios. But in general, what we're looking at is we're looking at people who go to work on a construction site. Mm-hmm. And the definition of that is based upon literally certain facts. And we have to look at that. We have to evaluate it. As an example, if somebody goes to a construction site and they're just doing regular painting, regular maintenance painting, that's not considered actually a construction in itself. Okay, just general painting, general maintenance.
Right, under the labor law, it wouldn't be considered that type of case.
Under the labor law.
Right.
Right. For purposes of strict liability. However, we've had cases where a person has gone on a site and let's say they're a painter. But actually what they were doing was they weren't actually painting. They were renovating an area and they were going ahead and expanding an area that was a billboard. Now, the billboard that was in place before was the same billboard, but they were extending it and they were renovating it. In that case, that actually, under the law, constituted a construction zone. And we were able to get a very significant recovery for that person and actually several others. So each case, what we like to tell you, and that's what Amanda and I on the show have told you, is it's important that you give us the call.
Very, very fact specific to each case, especially under this category.
And so when you call us, you might think, well, I can't sue my employer because I'm limited workers' comp. And now you're not concentrating on that. Well, however, we listen to it and we think and we see, is there a third party? Now, the advantage of bringing a third party case is that you can make a recovery for conscious pain and suffering, for both past and future pain and suffering, that you're unable to do so in a workers' compensation matter.
And oftentimes in these cases, there's pretty catastrophic injuries.
That's right. And the pain can be extensive. And so workers' comp is going to reimburse you for, and the way they categorize it is for essentially economic loss.
Right.
Okay. For your lost time. And they will actually come up with certain percentages in terms of limitation. But the problem is it doesn't really reimburse you for that pain. And
right.
It doesn't. So the idea here is to get you fully compensated. And even though workers' comp might have a lien, well, they'll have a lien to get reimbursed, what your recovery could be under third parties oftentimes significantly greater than what you would otherwise get under workers' comp. So it's important for us to look at it, take the time, give us a call, let us spend time with you to evaluate it and let you know, do we think you have a case? You may not see it, literally not see it. And I can't tell you how many times that's occurred, Amanda, right? Where we get calls like that.
Yeah, I think every week pretty much we get a call, someone saying, I think it's just workers' compensation. But we do oftentimes see that third party element. So.
And we're also interested too is if you come to us and call us up and happens to be a workers' comp claim, it's not a problem. we work with workers' comp attorneys. We have had some on the show here. Bill Turley, absolutely fine
Yes.
workers' comp attorney, where we'll make sure that you get to a really good workers' comp attorney that's going to fight for you. And oftentimes, we're working the cases together. The compensation attorney's working on the comp end. We're working on the third-party end. So when you get to us, and you get to us early, before someone's going to go ahead, try to get to you and try to really kind of speak to you and sort of slant facts. And, you know, I'm a little cynical because I've been doing this for a long time. And unfortunately, many times the insurance companies for these defendants, they're not looking for justice for you. They're just not. They're looking to limit their liability. We're looking for what's fair and just. That's what we're looking for. So get to us, give us a chance to go ahead and talk to you early on in the process so that we can give you your best shot to get justice. That's what it's all about. It's about you getting justice.